So today is not going to be a how-to video like it usually is. So this is a fun stuff, I guess. Unboxing. Here is a box that I've been waiting for way too long, and it's something that I am excited about to really have on my car. Let's open this thing up and look at the content of this box. I'm super excited to see this. It's not something that is super expensive. This is a budget solution. Nevertheless, it is supposed to be an improvement over just lowering springs and aftermarket strut shocks. Wow, would you look at this? Beautiful waste of paper. Well, just some notes, I guess. Stickers. This box doesn't want to stay open. Measurements, technical information. So there's a whole lot of things to follow when this gets installed, which is going to be important later on. Lots and lots of packaging. And the first thing that I see is a wrench. Nice to know or have. Everything is nicely packaged in bubble wrap. Has stickers on individual parts that are wrapped. This says made in Germany and H&R and something else under it that I cannot properly read because it's in German. There is a part number. So I'm assuming these are the height adjusters for the rear. Then we have springs. Oh, these are red in color. And these are red springs. This is the rear. And these are progressive springs, so they are not linear. This is a fairly short spring, I would say. And naturally it should be since it's using height adjusters. I guess I'll just keep taking them out. 2 springs for the rear. The next thing in this box is this is the front spring. It's also progressive and it's super short. It is just really short. It's got basically 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. This feels really so well. Engineered in Germany and built in Germany, so I'm assuming they know what they're doing. Kinda didn't expect them to be red color. The next thing is there is some kind of waterproof lubricant, rust and corrosion protection. Good to know that they care about protecting this, or you should care about protecting everything from the rust. The next thing here is rear shocks. So to clarify, I got rid of my aluminum M3 upgraded rear lower control arms, and I went back to stock factory steel lower control arms. And so yeah, I'm using regular configuration rear shocks. That's just not much of a shock, really. Just to compare this, so here is a factory Bilstein B4 whatever, and here's the H&R shock. So it's shorter by about 15 millimeters, and the shaft is also much shorter. It is shorter, but it's not that significantly shorter. And as far as the diameters go, this is also a smaller diameter. There is another wrench. These are the rear shocks. This color, this is steel construction, judging by the way the material feels. So there is a part number on it, and it also says H&R. And there is a, like I said, part number, HA Dampfener. I guess that's what it says. It reads that in German, but that's all that it says. So I'm assuming somebody makes these for H&R. I don't know who, but someone. So we have 2 shocks for the rear. Put it aside, and what's left is 2 front shocks, or should I say struts, because front on these cars is a strut. Like I said, this is a budget solution. I guess I wouldn't really expect anything super high quality, although this should be a good quality. And this is the front strut, and this is something. So I went with this kit specifically, not some other kits that I might have chosen like Bilstein for even less money, was because this is an aluminum front strut, and it's not just aluminum, it's also inverted design. So this strut, being aluminum, is lighter naturally, and also being inverted, it reduces the sprung mass of the wheel assembly, so that is important. This is beautiful. I wish they painted the rear shocks black also. They didn't, so this doesn't have a bump stop, and there is a spring seat, which is a piece of a plastic, and there is a dust boot, it says H&R on it, and it just, I guess, sits here like this. Of course, there is a new nut. There is the sway bar and link mount. I like the color, I like the way it's built. My hands are covered in oil, but that's not a lot of a trouble, really. Well, there it is. There's the second one. Naturally, it's all the same, of course. There is a left and right, I'm assuming. So yep, they are left and right. It says made in Germany, front threaded strut. Doesn't say left or right, so I guess I'll have to figure that out. And now I have to read. Well, before I get to install this, I will have to, I guess, study the installation instructions. I guess that's the kit. Why is the bubble wrap so tough? Yeah, these are really tiny. I don't know. They just do look tiny. This is like an extremely basic coilover kit, in a sense that there is no adjustability except for the ride height. Oh, let's check out the. Let's also look at the height adjusters for the rear. I guess they couldn't put this nice and beautiful sticker on this thing, and they just put it on. That's what a waste of. So this is the adjuster. This part, height adjuster, I guess. So this part goes into a car's body, and this is the. What's interesting about this, and it's rather strange. So this is the rear of the spring, or upper position, and the spring fits over this just like so. This is made to be fit into the factory lower spring seat in the control arm, so that's the shape. And the front, the upper part is sort of flat because it sits against this flat seat. There is a plastic ring, and that's how it is. So if you look at the front strut, there is this, I guess, nut, which is also the spring seat, and there is a locking nut on the bottom of it. The rear doesn't have any locking nut, and that is extremely weird. So the rear doesn't lock. How is that possible? Let's look at the other one. It's exactly the same way. So how do you set it then? Like, if there is no, that's really strange. Like, basically there is no locking nut here. I don't know, I'll have to look that up. Kind of strange. I don't think it's something missing, but the other strange thing about this is that this coil on the front is just cut in the made flat, but it's not ground flat. So this fits over the strut like so. It's rather strange, I would say. I guess it's me having an engineering mind and looking at the way things are built. So the front is going to, in this situation, is going to be, the front setup is reusing the factory strut upper seat. It's supposed to work like this. So that's pretty much it for this unboxing. This kit, at least quality wise, I think it looks pretty good. Performance wise, we will have to see. Really, made in Germany and engineered by German engineers, it should work, right? Or at least it's supposed to work.